Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Did we just see what we think we just saw? We just saw that Ricky Starks winning the Owen Cup. But Ricky Starks did some cheating ways to win the Owen Cup by having his hand on the middle rope. But Ricky Starks emerged victorious as the Owen Cup men's winner. We'll get that coming up as well. Also, too, Slammiversary was on tonight. We'll talk about Slammiversary Impact Wrestling. We haven't talked about Impact Wrestling in a long time. Within a couple of years, we'll talk about the ramifications going forward with Impact Wrestling. What's going on? But too, speaking of Impact, Eric Young made an impact. He reappeared on Impact Wrestling. We'll get the details on why Eric Young is back with Impact Wrestling and stuff. And two, Battle of the Belts. We got a full stack on Collision Ring Report. We're going to be having Collision, Battle of the Belts, and Impact Slammiversary. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show, Saturday night edition. I'm your host, as always, Kip Dixon. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And thank you for watching the AEW Collision Ring Report. Also, too, we're having hot topics. The Slammiversary event, as we saw a familiar face with Impact Wrestling. Former Impact champion Eric Young appeared. You won't believe what he did. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, we're going to get things started. We're going to get things started with AEW, with AEW Collision. So let's get things started right now. This is what happened tonight. FTR defended the World Tag Team Championships against Bullet Club Gold, consists of Jay White and Juice Robinson. We can tell right here, both teams pulling their almost nearly 60 minutes into the match. Both teams, Bullet Club Gold wanted to be World Tag Team Champions, and what a way for them to try to win the World Tag Team titles and such that honor and stuff, that prestige. Well, we told you this. FTR came in heading as the Tag Team Champions. They was looking to defend their goal, and they want to be fighting champions, and FTR are exactly that, fighting champions. And FTR took it to Bullet Club Gold throughout the match. You see right here, Bullet Club Gold tried to get wins, trying to be sneaky about it. The FTR finished away and won the match, the final match, 2-1 in the Tag Team Championship match. So FTR retained the World Tag Team Championships from Bullet Club Gold. FTR tried to show good sportsmanship, but Bullet Club Gold, team of Jay White and Juice Robinson, rejected that handshake and that respect. They'll live to fight another day, but FTR are still your AEW Tag Team Champions. Even Juice Robinson and Jay White gonna have to go back to the drawing board again and figure out what's next for them, because they try to pull in much expense, but tonight wasn't their night, and hopefully we'll get to see that coming up a little bit down the road. Well, speaking of that, another match that compelled us tonight was the Women's Cup. The Women's AEW Cup for the Owens was we can find it right quick. The Women's Cup, Willow Nightingale took on Ruby Soho. Willow Nightingale looking to etch her name into the Women's Owen Cup And I don't know how Solomonster knew about that, but I mean he knew. He picked who he picked. So he did say Willow was gonna go over. Willow did go over. Willow won her cup over Ruby Soho. Willow Nightingale might get a shot against Willow, and you see right here Ruby Soho trying to put in the brakes and trying to stop Willow Nightingale from getting it. But Willow won. So Willow Nightingale won. And forgot to mention this too. Throughout the tag team championship match, we thought Dax had suffered an injury and stuff, but Dax will be okay. So you know that. But we know now that Willow Nightingale has won the Owen Women's Cup. So congratulations, Willow Nightingale. Well, we tell you this. This was the main event. Ricky Starks versus CM Punk. Which one of these two men will be the winner of the Owen Tournament Cup final? You can tell both men had this long journey to get to where they was. Like I said, it was that long and journey to get to when they need to be at. We know that CM Punk, um, who's not a fan favorite no more. The crowd turned on Punk. Punk came out with some motivation. CM Punk wanted to win the Owen Cup. CM Punk needed to win the Owen Cup. The Owen Cup is that turning point to help the wrestler get a pivotal moment in his career. Well, we knew CM Punk and Ricky Starks were battling it out. CM Punk and Ricky Starks. CM Punk took it to Ricky Starks, but at the final end of the match, Ricky Starks had CM Punk in a roll up. Both men using maneuvers left and right with their finishing and their signature moves. What? It was a roll up. Ricky Starks rolled up CM Punk and used the middle rope right here, as you can see right here. Ricky Starks used a heelish move, and many people are questioning, wondering, is Ricky Starks going to turn back heel again and get that momentum back as being a heel if he was CM Punk over the Owen Cup? Well, Ricky Starks won. CM Punk shocked in disbelief that he lost the Owen Cup to Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks just was using his veteran instincts, and he did. Ricky Starks win the Owen Cup final. But you got the one that CM Punk kind of wondering like everybody else, like what the heck just happened? I think CM Punk kind of got to realize like what just happened to me. I thought I had it in the bag, and now I don't. And this is a criminal vision right here, view right here of what you're seeing right here. CM Punk in disbelief, shocked, stunned, couldn't believe it. And then CM Punk tried to go to David Benoit Jr.'s Chris Benoit's son, late Chris Benoit's son. CM Punk and Chris Benoit had a match. They were supposed to have a match for the ECW title in 2007. But we know what happened to that unfortunate day and that night with Chris Benoit. We're not gonna shed light at what happened in that incident. Well, CM Punk may have lost the match, but you got to wonder to yourself, why did Ricky Starks do what he did? He think he couldn't beat CM Punk tonight by cheating and by using that way to cheat the win? Only time will tell. And Ricky Starks may have to explain himself on what he did. Ricky Starks showcasing that what he went through and stuff. So we have to wait and see on that one coming up. Then too, also too, this was what happened right here after the post match. Ricky Starks was going to be presented the award, and Jushin Thunder Liger, this Rick was going to be Jushin Thunder Liger was going to present the award to Ricky Starks. Jushin Thunder Liger went against Owen a couple of times. Ricky Starks decided to take the award and win on himself, being reverting back to the old Ricky Starks of old, who was selfish, pompous, and what you call that? folks that conceited, um, arrogant, and call it everything you want to call it. You think like I just said, I just thought about narcissistic back Ricky Starks. So we could see Ricky Starks going back to a narcissistic way again. So we'll see. But there was also another look right here. If we can find it right here in between Battle of the Belts, that Dr. Martha Hart, the widow and wife of Owen Hart, presented the Owen Hart trophies and cups and belts to the respected men's winner Ricky Starks and the respected women's winner um, Willow Nightingale. So they both won their trophies and titles. So they are this year's Owen Cup winners. Ricky Starks did it a little bit unscathed, if you ask me, on how he did what he did. But I guess he had to do what he had to do. But he cheated to win the match. So he's going to have to explain himself eventually on what he did. And Willow Nightingale won her cup final by doing it the right way. So, hey, it is what it is. All right. Speaking of that, AEW had Battle of the Belts. Battle of the Belts came along, and like I said, it was so. Um, Battle of the Belts was a joint venture after Collision, and we saw right here what's his name? If we can find it right quick. I think we can, but we saw Orange Cassidy was in action. Orange Cassidy took on Lance Archer. We haven't seen Lance Archer in a while. Lance Archer was vowed to become a TNT champion. That wasn't the case. Ricky's Orange Cassidy found the way. Orange Cassidy found the way. Even taunted Jade the Snake. Jade the Snake was going to DDT him, but then he taunted Jade the Snake by DDTing Lance Archer, and it led to communication problems between Archer and Jade the Snake. Archer was going to get set back into the 10 count. Both men got counted out, and Archer was going to come back in until Orange Cassidy came in at the last minute, rolled in the ring, and by the last second, retained his title. I don't know. This is far from over between them two guys. I tell you that right now. Well, another championship match. The AEW Women's Championship match was online. Toni Storm defending against Ty Valkyrie. Ty Valkyrie tried to get the win, but Ruby Soho was in the way. Ty Valkyrie couldn't win. Ruby Soho with the assist. Toni Storm hit the pile driver to get the 1, 2, 3, and now still is your retains her women's championship. So we saw that earlier tonight. So hey. And finally was the main event of the evening. Luchas, well, we'll make mention of Luchasaurus in a minute. But this is what happened right here. Andrade came out of nowhere, wants his mask back, and what's his name? Got the mask. Aleister Black. Malachi Black got his mask, he wanted it back. Andrade made an appearance on Dynamite tonight. Also, too, Christian, manager of Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus defending the TNT Championship against Shawn Spears. What a match that was. Shawn Spears really didn't have no chance, but Christian with Luchasaurus retained the TNT Championship. Christian act more like he's the TNT champion other than Luchasaurus. So, you know how that be and how that's going, so we have to wait and see on that. All right, that ends the AEW Collision Ring Report Plus with Battle of the Belts as well. Well, we're going to move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. on Wrestling Hot Topics. Tonight also was another wrestling event, and it was Slammiversary. Impact Wrestling presented Slammiversary, and there's some pictures and highlights of that. We see that Kenny King won the Digital Media Championship. Kenny King now won it from Joe something, I forgot his name. He won the Digital Media Championship. So Kenny King, a phenomenal athlete. He should be up there in the secondary tire wing, but hey, I guess being a TV champion or whatever champion they want to make you, the digital champion, Kenny King won the match. So Kenny King, K-I-N King, is back. Also, too, Kushida from Ring of Honor and WWE won the Ultimate X, like a lot of the cruiserweights or light heavyweights compete in a X style match. And Kushida, another thing, Impact is on the progress moving forward. So thank God for Impact Wrestling, but they just don't have a larger budget. But hey, also to Killer and Message over there. Whatever. They won their match tonight. So congratulations, they're the new Impact Women's Tag Team Champions. So congratulations to that. Speaking of that, we found out Scott D'Amore. Well, this is Kushida again, so we want to highlight Kushida and stuff. When the Ultimate X, he might get a shot at the Impact Cruiserweight, Impact X Division Championship somewhere down the road as well. Um, who else do we miss? We don't want to forget. Speaking of X Division, Leo Rush wins the X Division Championship. Leo Rush defeated Chris Sabin, so Leo Rush keeps his title, gets a X Division title, and he was so underrated back in Ring of Honor. Now he's getting his flowers. So underrated. I'm surprised WWE didn't take advantage of him when he was met with Lashley, but that's WWE fault. That's not Leo Rush's fault. He's really talented. I know that. Well, we found out who Scott D'Amore's partner was going to be. It was none other than his former colleague, Eric Young. I guess Scott D'Amore had a role like Bobby Roode. It was Team Canada back in the fray. Who can remember Team Canada nearly 20 years ago? When Scott D'Amore was the manager of Team Canada. Scott D'Amore led Team Canada win. He defeated Bully Ray. That's been really the most interesting match outside WWE with the Bloodline. Bully Ray and Scott D'Amore. That's really been interesting. But Bully Ray, Scott D'Amore, the feud finally over. Scott D'Amore, the president of Impact Wrestling, bringing back Eric Young and A1, who was a former wrestler. But Eric Young is back. Eric Young, he said, had signed a deal with WWE, but Eric Young did not want to work with Vince McMahon. This Eric Young felt like Vince McMahon did not know what to do with his character, did not know what to do. I guess Triple H was head of career, and Eric Young said, you know what, I'll go back home to Impact Wrestling. And that's what Eric Young did. Eric Young went back home to Impact Wrestling. I feel like he'll be more utilized in Impact than he was, deep down the other end. Well, we tell you this. This was a double main event. The women's championship was on the line, the Impact Championship. Deonna Purrazzo, the Versa Rosa, went against Trinity. Trinity, newcomer to Impact, who also been a WWE veteran through her days as Naomi. Trinity looking to get the championship. Trinity used that same tapped out move, and Trinity is now your new Impact champion, Impact Women's Champion. Trinity did it, the knockout champion, I meant to say. Trinity went against all odds. Congratulations to Trinity, ushering in a new era of women's wrestling, Impact Wrestling, for the knockout. So congratulations to Trinity. He's gonna do so well, so swell. So congratulations to him. Speaking of that, what's the main event? We can find that main event right quick. The main event was this. Nick Aldis, one-time Impact champion, former Impact champion, and longtime NWA champion, taking on Alice Shelley. Alice Shelley. Nick Aldis believe Alice Shelley is not in his league as a world champion. Well, unfortunately for Mr. Aldis, Mr. Aldis believes that he's going to keep ringing the Impact champion. That's the only reason he came. Well, Alex Shelley defended and defeated Nick Aldis. Again, I don't know what's next for Nick Aldis. I don't know why. I don't see why they ain't put on Nick Aldis. Maybe he's waiting, trying to see he go back to WWE. That's what he's probably doing. But the thing is, right here, the walking weapon, former Impact champion, returned, and I guess Josh Alexander said that once he returned, he wants to know who's gonna have his belt. And now we found out it's going to be Alex Shelley. But Alex Shelley buying more than he can chew. Because, like I said, we just have to wait and see. But the walking weapon is back. Don't know how clear he is. I guess he trained like a muse to come back so quick and stuff. But we just have to wait and see on that. Speaking of that, we forgot to mention this. Tony Khan came out there with a cowboy hat as well. I don't know why he did that. Tony Khan came back. So, and speaking of that, Impact with Willow Nightingale, we got new tag team champion Mark Andrews. I remember him from WWE and then Impact. Some other brick. They're the new world tag team champions. So hey, Impact had a decent show. So they'll show highlights. So look for the highlights coming down your way, or just buy the pay per view. Slammiversary. Speaking of that, we failed to mention yesterday that Chauncey Blackheart was enraged in a feud against Bayley to cut her hair. Well, Chauncey cut her hair in order to support her sister who's having undergoing cancer treatment. So Chauncey doing a honorable, respectful thing throughout the match. So hey, good for Chauncey. Speaking of that, Drew McIntyre, they did a meme saying to Drew that his younger self when he was back in 2017 was his current self, saying if he had I guess if he had a woman or something like that, or the old, I guess the 2007 2008 with him would have said I have about 10, and now the current version saying she just called me daddy. So I guess Drew McIntyre playing memes, so you know how they go. Speaking of that, Bullet Ray made comment. He's working out, but got his middle finger up, so I don't know why he's doing that. But hey, Bullet Ray claims that if AEW hired him, he can get a main event level star ready within 6 months and have him over. Well, Bullet Ray could be possibly the right. Every time Bullet Ray speaks on Bust Up, it's just like a wealth of knowledge. Bullet Ray knows, so he's been around the block. Look what he did with Scott D'Amore tonight. I know, like, he didn't win, but he had people invested in that Scott D'Amore match. He went through the table, but he had people invested in the Scott D'Amore, him and Scott D'Amore feud. I don't know why that's going to go down, but hey, Bullet Ray makes a good point, so we just have to wait and see on that. Well, speaking of that, this is a lovely photo of Jon Moxley sharing memories with his daughter. Jon Moxley having a moment with his daughter. So good fun memories of that. Well, that's gonna do it for the AEW Collision Ring Report. We had the Slammiversary highlights and Battle of the Belts as well from AEW. A lot of wrestling was going on tonight, but everyone is still hung about what Ricky Starks did. And Ricky Starks cheated to win. So only time will tell on what Ricky Starks. He's going to have to explain himself why he did what he did. Is he going back to his narcissistic ways again, this time to get a win and cheat to win over CM Punk? Only time will tell. Well, they're going to do it for the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Collision Ring Report for this Saturday night. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. Thank you for watching the AEW Collision Ring Report. Happy wrestling, and we'll see you Monday for the Raw Ring Report. See you then.